Series 1 done. Yankees beat the Giants 2 out of 3. We are back in the swing of things, and me and Isaac are going to talk all about it. First off, I'm going to give you a minute just to talk about how your life's been going, how you're doing, how your weekend was. You had a game on Sunday, 2 games on Sunday, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hear it.
Oh, so I'm pretty good. A little tired. Slept in today. As you mentioned, Albany Club Baseball had a massive comeback victory, down 5-1 in the 6th inning as we only play 7. Huge comeback. Your boy kind of balled out. So did Kevin Rooney. So did John Syracuse. We just had a great game. Sacred Heart. Bunch of trash talkers, dude. I was catching them at home plate. They were chatting up my ear the entire game.
Catcher, wow.
Gave him a little one of this at the end of the game.
Hush, hush.
Had to let him know. So yeah, it was actually a great time, but my legs are completely sore. I actually cannot move my legs. I started actually cramping up so bad in the 7th inning that my hand was stuck in this position. Like my hand was cramped in like a fisted ball. Like I was grabbing the bat and I couldn't take my fingers off the bat. And it's the same thing for my legs too. Like my legs have not had that much of a workout since probably high school.
Don't tell me you caught both games.
No. I just caught one. But yeah, brutal. I so much respect for catchers. I did pretty well back there. No one even dared to run on me after they saw me throwing warm-ups, because it kind of looked like a merry-go-round in the first game. I'm not gonna lie, they had like 6 stolen bases. Credit to my pitcher Kevin Rooney though, because he gets out there, picks off a guy in the first inning. After that, they just don't run, and I also back-picked a guy too. I didn't get him, but like it was very close. And after that, they just did not run on me, which is kind of fun. Like I was like, yeah, you don't want to run. So that's good. How are you?
I'm chilling, man. Went to my first Yankee game of the year yesterday afternoon.
Right.
Before the game, so I had no idea Dasher was bringing this huge sign of I love Johnny Burrito.
Yeah,
it was the
I
funniest
saw that.
shit ever. And then before the game, we went up to the bullpen. We're like waving the sign in front of the bullpen so Johnny Burrito can see. These like 4 or 5 Dominican guys come up to us and like, you guys know Johnny Burrito? And like they had some broken English, but we communicated. They were so hyped to see us have a Johnny Burrito sign. They like wanted to borrow it for a sec. They took pictures with it. He said he was going to show Johnny after the game that he has fans. And yeah.
Did you tell him to follow Bleacher Boys?
I did not get a chance to plug Bleacher Boys. Bro,
That
it was
is
hard. The conversations were really hard. Like who was like, how do you know Johnny? Like he could barely speak English. They just came from Dominican Republic.
That's crazy though. Do you think they did actually end up showing Johnny the pictures?
Oh, 100%, bro. They were like boys with him. They like have like they FaceTime all the time. He said like he's showing me pictures with him. Like
oh, like they actually saw a picture, because people could say whatever they want, but like they actually
he was like
have
showing
pictures.
us pictures. Yeah.
Oh damn.
Like, how do you know him? He's like, yeah, look at this is Johnny, and then like yeah, it's crazy.
Do you think there was other? Would you say that you were the only Johnny Burrito signed there?
Absolutely.
Yes?
There are a bunch of Volpe signs. There's a bunch of Judge signs. I didn't see a single Johnny Burrito sign. And
that's
then
crazy.
We were sitting behind the dugout. We got really nice tickets for some reason.
Yeah.
And Anthony Rizzo throws Dashiell the ball because he's waving the sign over and over again, right to Dashiell, bounces off his hand and falls behind him, and his hand was like broken after that. He's complaining about his hand hurting all day long. So
really,
that's what happened.
Jesus! But sounds like you guys had a great time.
Isaac, you would have been absolutely pissed if that happened.
Oh yeah, I mean, I wouldn't drop it probably, but so what was the energy in the stadium like? Like what were the Volpe at bats like? What were the Judge at bats?
Volpe at bat, first at bat, everyone's standing, clapping. It was the energy was high. There's a lot of people. I felt like not to complain, but there seemed to be a lot of not so diehard fans in the stands opening week.
Well, that's always the case. Ken, not everyone can be top 10 percentile of like fans. Like if there's 50,000 people, they're not all gonna know who fucking Johnny Burrito is. Like that's not how it works.
More than usual, you know.
Well, it's a bandwagon. It's early in the season. What?
It was rough. It was rough.
Like Giancarlo Stanton sucks. Proceeds to hit like a 485-foot home run. Wait, that was
crazy. By the way,
what was that like in person? Like I've never seen anything like that in person. What was that like?
Like off the bat, you obviously know it's absolutely gone. You're just looking at where it's gonna go. It just keeps on going. It doesn't like there's no gravity. It doesn't fall.
There's no gravity.
It just is still rising, bro. It's fucking crazy.
What was that, like 112 more?
I don't remember. 113 or something? Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Hickey's home run also, I kind of called it. I was like, oh, that one's gone. Like,
after you saw it off the bat?
Yeah, after I saw the bat. I was like, everyone's like, it's a fly. Because it was in the air for a while. But
yeah,
first row.
Good for Hickey, man. Good for Hickey.
It was a good time.
So, this is going to be for our second channel, right? I'm assuming. So,
Yeah.
you know, we haven't really posted a lot on this in a while, but now the Yankees season back in full swing, I think it's only right that we begin our series recaps again. So, we have a very small, faithful audience on this page. So, we appreciate everyone who's listening, who's liking, subscribing, any of that. And we're going to have tons of content on this channel, trying to grow it just like the main channel. So basically, Ken, do you want to give him a little refresher on how this goes, or?
Yeah, you're kind of a bot if you don't know already. The Bleacher Boys Media Series recap segments here, but we have 3 segments. We have start off with the offense, starting pitching, relief pitching. We have a 5-minute timer on. We're gonna give a score, and last year we did it out of 5. But this year, I would like to propose. Isaac's hearing it for the first time. I would like to propose a 10 point for each segment. So that makes us, that makes it 30 total points for the 3 categories. I kind of want to see what our grade is for the full team. If it's like 5 points each, it's 15 decimal points.
But we're still calling them brownie points, right? Like, that's
absolutely,
not going to change?
Absolutely.
Because I take credit for that genius idea, so,
yep, it's brownie points. 10 brownie points is the max. 0 is the minimum. We'll give a score out of 10 for each of the categories, and then we move on to awards, where we give out our golden egg, which is our MVP of the series, and then a rotten egg, which is, the not so MVP picks of the series. And then we give a little standings watch. At this point in the season, it's kind of not really a segment at this point. And then we look forward. Right. Upcoming series, the Phillies are coming in town. They are struggling. They're on the struggle bus. We'll talk about that later in this episode. But yeah, that kind of is the whole picture of this episode, and I want you to get started. I want you to pick a category here.
Well, I mean, I just want to say, so this early in the season, it's hard to really be that critical or even that positive about anything, because everything is subject to change. It's a long season, but I want to start with the offense. I know San Francisco, not really the best team. Cobweb, good starting pitchers, but they're not really like, they don't really strike fear into me. So Yankees offense, this is exactly like what I would want to see from the Yankees day, like opening week. Like, they take care of business. They show they're the dominant team. They show they're the powerhouse. If I wanted to start with game 1, I mean, Yankees blank them 5-0. Second game, they score 5 runs. Obviously, there's some issues with the pen in that game, but we're on the offense. And then final game, 6 runs. So they're scoring. They're scoring for sure. Judge, I just want to talk about Judge really quick, because obviously a lot of people had questions going into the season, like, how is he going to come out? Like, new captain signing, is a pressure get to him? And obviously, as everyone knows, second pitch of the season he sees, he goes deep to dead center. Just an absolute beast of a player, and I think we almost set the line too low with the 45 home runs shit. Like, I mean, this guy could hit 75. Like, I seriously believe that Barry Bonds' record is in jeopardy for the next 2 to 3 years. While Aaron Judge is in his prime, that record, that Barry Bonds should be trembling in his lawn chair as he sits and watches the Yankees baseball, because Aaron Judge is freaking calming, man. He is just so freaking good. But the issue with this offense is, Judge carried us for most of the year, so what are we going to get from the other guys? First game, Gleyber Torres. You'll love to see him go the other way. That is the prime Gleyber swing. He hits one of my favorite celebrations of all time. I love this shit. I
saw that on the player of the game.
That just fired me up. I love that. And then Giancarlo Stanton's off to a hot start, who we all know can be a very streaky player. He hits an absolute nuke, like we talked about before. So, this Yankees offense is now dynamic because of Volpe at the bottom. DJ LeMahieu looks good too. I mean, and even you go to guys who struggled last year. Josh Donaldson off to a pretty good start as well. So, The whole issue is that, like what Ollie told us, is that Yankees lineup is top heavy, or he tried to tell us that, and no, it's not. We have a guy in the 9 hole who gets on base at a tremendously high rate, and he's on second before you know it. And I just love that Volpe to DJ to Judge 3. I really, really, really like that. And who knows, maybe by the end of the year, Volpe's hitting, he'll move up to 1 and we could actually see that. Those are just some of my initial thoughts. Obviously, we'll go more in depth, but just some of my initial highlights from the first 3 games.
You want me to piggyback now, or do you want to give your points?
Go for it.
Okay. I'm just gonna piggyback off the Volpe thing. Like, in the stadium, as soon as Volpe gets on base, everyone's just waiting when he's gonna go. It's not a matter of if, it's when. And we haven't had that feeling in a while. I mean, I was talking to Dasho about it when he got on base. It was second pitch, third pitch. Like, we're trying to guess which pitch he's going on because everyone in the stands knows he's going. And it's nice to see. It's a nice dynamic that we hadn't had in a while. Volpe, 3 games, 3 stolen bases. Someone you didn't mention, Anthony Rizzo. He's hot. Yeah. 375 average on base, 50%.
We're not doing averages 3 games into the season, are we?
Well, yeah, I'm just noting.
You got guys batting 900 right now, so I don't know if that's a good idea.
No one's batting 900. I'm sorry.
In the MLB, I bet there's someone.
No, there isn't. I'm sorry. Anthony Rizzo, checked? By the way, over 50% of the time he's on base. That guy's pretty important in this lineup between Judge and Stanton. You got Oswaldo picking up 2 hits yesterday. Everyone's kind of chipping in. Higgy hits a home run. Everyone kind of got their first knock out of the way, except for maybe Trevino. But he's coming around. No worries there. The offense is clicking. Even in that second game, we kind of the bullpen kind of blew it, but we had a chance in the 9th. It's kind of what you ask for in losses. Have a chance. So
right.
I'm pretty satisfied. If you want to go to points, I'm ready.
Yeah. The only other thing I want to talk about offensive wise is the Aaron Hicks stuff. He made headlines yesterday.
That might be a egg later. Oh.
Well, I mean, he made headlines with saying that he doesn't really know his role on this team, and you can't blame him, but you also can't blame the Yankees. You're a bench player.
It's clear.
No,
cut.
I mean, I understand that, but I do actually, maybe a hot take, but I do kind of feel bad for Hicks. Like, I did feel like he, at the end of the last year, he started to get hot. He started to figure it out. Obviously, Aaron Hicks has frustrated me in tremendously over the last couple of years, and rightfully so. But I want to see him get a chance. It's early April. Josh Donaldson's still playing after a terrible year. Why shouldn't Hicks get a start in left? And I kind of get it. The IKF and center thing kind of pisses me off too. Like, come on, just give Hicks it's early April. I get you want to win the first series, but is IKF really that much better than Hicks in the outfield? I really don't know. Maybe speed wise, but I would like to see Aaron Hicks get some starts here, and I don't really care. I don't really care if he strikes out a couple times. Just let him get some playing time. I think he earned that in spring, right? He had a good spring. Let him play. Let the guy play.
I don't know. I understand a lot of what he's saying. It just the optics of the comments coming it's Hicksy, man. I don't know. The quotes about how Joey Gallo improved when he got out of New York. Not true. Joey Gallo struggled mightily in LA. The comments are just, I don't know, untimely.
Why this? Okay, I agree.
Simple,
I agree. I agree. At the beginning of the year, it's the vibes are so high. It's why even come in with something like that?
Why?
That's where I disagree with
Keep
Hicks.
It internal.
No, and that's where you get the backlash of the New York media and the hatred of the fans. Shit like that is how you get out with the fans. I guess he doesn't care. I mean, unless he's
he kind of asked out of New York last summer. So
I guess if he wants out, I guess that's fine. But Yankees owe him too much money, and no one's taking on that contract. I could see a world. I don't mind
him as a 4th outfielder. Just embrace your role.
I could, I wouldn't be mad at trading him to a team eating half the contract and getting a prospect. I wouldn't be mad at that.
Sure. And then you want Floro back?
No, we have what's his name for a reason, Frenchy Cordero, right?
Franchi, yeah. Me and Dasho agreed that we're gonna make a Franchi Cordero side next time.
But I mean, I'd honestly, Frenchie Cordero drops pop-ups, obviously, but I'd rather see him than Hicks, honestly. At least Frenchie Cordero has some pop, and he's younger and, more potential, higher ceiling. Like, we know what Hicks can do at his best, which is walk and hit a couple home runs left-handed. Like, I wouldn't really hate to see that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. All right, brownie points for the offense. Out of 10, I mean, combined, what did they get? They 10... 16 runs. 16 runs in 3 games is very good. So, I mean, I'm going to have to go pretty high here. Everyone hit. I'm going to go nice 9.5 to start the season. Whoa. Just because I don't want to give them a perfect 10 to start. I mean, that would be... And the other thing, too, is that the Giants don't necessarily have the best pitching in the world. Cobb Webb is pretty good, but, come on. It's the freaking Giants, so 9.5. Yankees took care of business, except for one game.
Okay. I'm going to go a cool 8. I think they do have a little bit of room to grow. I don't want to cap this series as their offensive ceiling yet. They got a little bit more room to grow. So 8 is a good number for me. They're going to have to score runs against the Phillies. I hope I can up that to 8.5, 9-ish for the next series recap.
Right. All right. Where do you want to go next?
You want to get the bad out of the way so we don't have a bad taste in our mouth to end things off? I mean, I could go relievers right now.
I could go relievers, but yeah, I don't know. So I guess first game, we'll start with the good.
Sure.
Who even relieved? I don't even remember the first game. Who even came? Oh, this is the Marinaccio game, the 2-inning Marinaccio game. So yeah, I'll start with him since I mentioned him first. Marinaccio could be the reliever of the year this year. I'm not even gonna lie. And the Yankees have tons of those sleeper picks. Marinaccio coming out with a cool 95. That changeup nastier than ever. And now it's almost like Sergio Romo. What was his name? Sergio Romo. Was like, I have one pitch. It's a slider, but there's like 5 variations of that slider, and it's like there's the fast one, there's a slow one, there's like a looping one, like all that. That's what Marinaccio does with that changeup.
Know about this Romo slider.
Oh wow, thanks, appreciate it. But yeah, he has like a hard changeup that just goes down, like straight down like a sinker. He has one that rides away like a 2-seamer, and then he has one that's like he takes something off of it and it just fades really slowly down. Yeah, like splitting action. So I mean, Marinaccio just impresses me so much, and he can get close to those triple digits too. But early in the year, you expect that 94, 95. But he was so impressive. Surprised Yankees let him pitch 33 pitches. That, to me, was a little strange, seeing as everyone was rested first game of the year. 39?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, so, like, I was kind of weirded out by that. And then of course, Lasagna comes in for 0.1 of an inning, gets his guy. But, yeah, if you want to talk about Peralta really quick, Wandy also...
Wandy
2/3 of an inning.
I think Wandy looked the best out of the 3 in the first game. He also pitches in the second game. He's the only guy, not the only guy actually, but he goes scoreless again in the second game. I'm going to transition us still because you mentioned the 39 pitches. I'm surprised at how Boone's utilizing his pitchers. There's a lot of guys in game 2 that pitched a lot more than I expected. Michael King threw 39 pitches, and then Holmes threw 20. In the third game, I'm not sure. Ron threw again, 2 out of 3 after throwing 39 pitches on opening day. Throws again on Sunday. I like how they're trying to win every single game, but maybe slow it down a little bit because relievers tend to fatigue out towards the end of the season. Yeah,
you don't want to have injuries this year, so that's why I was surprised about
Kinger
that.
39 is too much opening series, I think.
Yeah. And I mean, if we'll transition to the bad now, that was game 1. Yankees shut him out, so not a lot to talk about. Starting off with Michael King, kind of a rough first outing for someone who we expected to be one of the best pitchers in the AL East, if not the AL.
Third overall fantasy draft pick.
And my third overall fantasy draft pick, yes. Still hasn't gotten a hold for me yet. I feel like I don't really like holds in fantasy. I think that's stupid.
Finally, bro. No one's picked up a hold in our entire league, bro. Is
that true?
Yeah, it's true.
Maybe we should change that. But yeah, Michael King, a little bit of a rough outing. Obviously, some bad luck with the Volpe kind of weird slip/error. But he didn't really look as sharp as we've seen in the past. Obviously, Kinger coming off of a weird freak injury, so first outing of the year, so you can't take too much from that. But his line wasn't good. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. His line was not good at all. Gave up 2 earned runs, 1.2 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 strikeouts. So not a great start for him. But I did feel that like. I'll put it this way. I'm not really that concerned about Michael King yet. Like it's not like it's not to that point yet. But it's a little concerning from a guy who we had really high expectations coming in. I'll say that.
Yeah. I'm with you on Kinger, but the guy I am a little concerned about, not just because of the one outing on opening day, but just in general coming into the season, is Clay Holmes. Like when he's off, he's just so off. Me and Dasher were arguing about who's worse at their worst, Holmes or Chapman, and who's best at who's better at the best.
Don't put that in the ether. Speaking of Chapman, Jesus.
By the way, struck out the side on 103. Anyway, he's not on our team anymore. Clay Holmes struggled a lot in that 9th inning. It was a 1-run lead for the Giants, and he came in to hold the game there, but he couldn't do it. That kind of looms large now after we saw the bottom of the 9th and how big those 2 extra runs were for the Giants. Clay Holmes, if he wants to be our closer, he can't be doing that. He fell behind in a lot of counts, and then the Giants smacked around his 3-0 sinkers and trying to get back in the count and stuff. So hopefully he figures it out. His sinker looked a little flatter than usual. He's sitting 94, 95. He's usually upper 97, 98. So. Hopefully it's just an early in the season kind of thing, but I'm going to keep an eye on Holmes every time he pitches now.
Yeah, it's just he just needs to be better against lefties. They talked about that lefty lane, Brandon Crawford kind of getting him there. Because his sinker, Jock too, right? His sinker is such a power sinker, but sometimes it has that two-seam action where like it'll be like in on a lefty and then move in and find the heart of the plate, which it does do sometimes. But I feel like he just needs to perfect, like, I don't know, like maybe like a changeup or something to throw to lefties that'll help aid him out because, that sinker obviously extremely dominant against righties, but when it does leak over the middle, it's not good, and especially at 94, 95 instead of 100, which is what we're usually seeing with Clay Holmes. So. Yeah. I know you can't just be like, oh, develop a pitch mid-season, but like him with a splitter or changeup would be just absolutely nasty. Because that slider,
a lot of our Yankee guys have.
He doesn't really use that slider to lefties at all, really. So it's kind of just the sinker. And when you're a one-pitch pitcher, that sinker with all that movement is tough pitch, but it's not impossible to these guys. So little concerned about him there. But
yeah, it's kind of. The sinker, the righty sinker, having problems with lefties is kind of a trend in this Yankee pitching staff right now. Clark Schmidt, but we'll get to that. Yeah, and then the third game, I think we can move on to the third game where Jimmy Cordero comes in the 6th inning with it's only a 4-run lead. My heart kind of starts beating fast. He gets the first 2 on base, first and second, nobody out. You don't know what's happening. He's throwing pitches back to the backstop. But he gets out of it. Strikes out 2. He's throwing 99 sinkers. Another one of those Cashman guys that might have found a diamond in the rough. Who knows? We'll have to keep an eye on him. And then Marinaccio comes in for a hold. 1.1, 3 strikeouts again. Ron Marinaccio might be moving up the trust tree pretty fast this year.
Might be. Colton Brewer, baby.
Colton Brewer. Now, this guy... when I tell you, none of the fans in our section knew who he was. Take my word. He's a tall guy, pretty basic looking dude, but his pitches weren't too basic. He's got a nasty curveball. You could even see it from the field level. It's just you got guys chasing. Tyro Estrada does not swing like that. He's an average guy, and you got him way out of his shoes, jumping out of his shoes, and swinging out of his shoes, so cleats.
That's a lot of shoes.
A lot of shoes and cleats. But yeah, dude, Colton Brewer, exciting. And yeah, third game was kind of a cruise control kind of bullpen game. But
yeah,
That's my thoughts.
All right,
Golden
you want to go?
Brewer.
You want to start me off with some brownie points for this pen?
Cold
Kind of a
Cane
mixed bag.
Brewer.
Kind of a
I'm
mixed
giving
bag
you
to start off.
4.5. Not much good.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
Even though they got
like
two
like we
shutouts.
talked about, the
Greedy
main
Yankee fans.
the main concern is our kind of our top two guys. But I mean, it's been this way.
Dogging. Marinaccio's dogging.
That's true. That's where I'm going with this. But
All right.
Yankees have so much depth. The Marinaccios, the Colton Brewers, the Wandy Peraltas of the world. They're stepping up. So make way, Clay Holmes. If you're not performing, there's 4 other guys there that have just as nasty stuff, and they'll move up. So for that reason, I'm going a nice little 6.2 out of 10 for them.
Okay.
They've got to be better. Yankees bullpen has predominantly been a strength for them over the last half decade. So yeah, I expect more from them. I think they expect more from themselves, and I actually do think that Holmes will turn it around. He just got to get rid of those early season yips, those early batter yips that he has, and Michael King will figure it out too. So I'm not tremendously worried though to start,
Okay.
and that's the fifth
fair.
time I've used tremendously in this episode.
That's a tremendous pick. We move on to the starting pitching, where it was kind of a strength for us, 2 out of 3. I think I want to start off with Johnny Brito, your player of the game pick, your first correct pick of the season. You pick up 3 points.
3 points.
Yeah, 3 points yesterday. Johnny motherfucking Brito, that's our guy now. His changeup is so good. I didn't know
Except
he
for
had a
he's not
changeup
on the
like that.
team.
Well, he's going to be back for when he needs to start. His changeup produced a whiff rate of over 50%, which is kind of unthinkable on changeups if you look at recent years. Johnny Brito throws pretty hard, harder than I thought, in that changeup. It's a 2-pitch mix, really. Slider, curve, kind of non-existent. Sometimes throws it up there to pick up some strikes. But Johnny Brito surprised me. 5 innings, no runs. Cole, I'll swing it to you for Cole because Cole was pretty dominant.
Not much you can say. Last opener, Garrett Cole struggled, obviously, and it's just a bad way to start off the year because more people watch the first game than they do the 87th game. So Cole's been shoving all year, but that first bad start, everyone's watching. So it's important for him to get out there and really show that he's the dominant ace again. You lost a lot of starting pitching, so we need Cole more than ever now. So that start was freaking crucial.
Strikes out
it was
7
just
in a
so
row at one point.
Yeah, and it was just so cool. Like there was a camera angle of him in like the first or second inning, like the entire stadium's like standing, and it's just Garrett Cole just alone on the mound, just striking guys. Like it was just such a cool shot, and like, everyone thinks of this team as Aaron Judge's team, best offensive player, but Garrett Cole, man, he's just the real deal. And I really love our Cy Young pick. For the AL now. I feel like Garrett is
after one year.
a couple more prime years, so he wants that AL Cy Young. But yeah, very impressive stuff. Yankees all-time strikeout leader, single season and on opening day.
Opening day, yep.
So really impressive stuff from Cole. Does what he should to a lineup that is pretty subpar. And let's go see him pitch in Fenway. How about that?
Yeah, we might need a couple more starts to build up to that.
Yeah.
But we can now talk about the second game starter for the New York Yankees in 2023. That's our boy Clark Schmidt. Ollie called him Lando Lakes, buttery cheeks. And his pitches looked a little buttery. I mean, he came out the gates pretty nicely. 3 innings, no runs. In that 4th inning, that second time around the lineup, kind of gets caught by the lefties. I don't know. Everyone has their eyes on how he does against lefties because that was his huge struggle point last year. He gets through the first time around, but the second time, that cutter kind of sneaks into the middle of the plate, and that slider or slurve of his, sweeper, I don't know what it is, kind of sneaks over the middle of the plate, and they start, squaring it up. Jock hits a home run. And yeah, his start is cut short. He only goes 3.1, allows 3 runs, 5 hits. Does strike out 5, but 2 home runs allowed. What are your thoughts on Clark?
So I mean, I really like Clark Schmidt. We kind of, I forget what season, maybe it was going into 2019, but we kind of wrote him off because he was top prospect for a while, and then it was like he turned 25, and everyone was like, "Oh, I'll write him off." But then he finds his way on the roster the last 2 years. And I really don't think Clark Schmidt is bad. Like, I really like Clark Schmidt's stuff. Like, his comparison kind of like King. Like, he is obviously not the same stuff, but he has similar stuff. That power sinker, he has strikeout stuff. He only walked one guy. He's very much in the zone. He can throw strikes, but like you said, the lefty matchup for Clarky, it just ain't the best. And kind of like Clay Holmes, needs to work on that changeup to lefties, and maybe pitch more to contact. Stop trying to strike guys out, because he seems to really want that strikeout. And if you want to go deep into games in the MLB, unless you're Garrett Cole, you can't do that. You kind of need a pitch to contact sometimes. So I think he's trying to be a little too perfect. Obviously, a lot of pressure on him. Game two starter of on this team is an incredible feat. So yeah, I mean, I think Yankees give him another 2-3 starts. And I really want him to figure it out because, I feel like this rotation is going to be plagued all year. So we're going to need guys like Brito and Schmidt and Herman to step up. So whether that's in the bullpen or whether that's as a starting role, I really want Clarky to do well. But obviously, pretty shitty start. And it's definitely something he needs to work on. Definitely getting lefties out is just paramount.
Yeah, I just looked. I'm just on his breakdown of his start. He only threw 12 sinkers, and that's supposed to be his best pitch. And he threw 27 cutters. That's the new pitch that he picked up to try to get lefties out.
Yeah.
Out of 76 pitchers, though, 12 are the only. You only threw 12 of your best pitch. I think that could go up a little bit. 12 knuckle curves, 25 sweepers.
I don't think he's the one calling his pitches though, right? Like, he's definitely like Matt Blake is calling his pitches. Gotta be, right?
I don't know.
I don't
be
think
a game plan, some combination between the two.
I know, but I don't think Clarky's calling that. Like, Clarky's got to have the confidence in his sinker, right? Like, that's his pitch.
Yeah, I think he's just a little scared to throw the sinker against the lefties, but I think you got to have the confidence to throw it because eye test tells me that's his best pitch, and the stats should back that up.
Yeah. But, overall, you still can't be mad taking 2 out of 3, and winning in pretty dominant fashion in 2 of those games, and potentially could have been winning in the middle game too. So, all in all, I'm not really upset with this series. I felt that we took care of business. Starting pitchers overall, I thought were pretty good. I'd set it about an 8.5 for brownie points. Obviously, Cole and Brito impressed tremendously, and obviously a lot of room for improvement. Oh, there it is again, 6 times, and obviously a lot of room for improvement for Clark. But yeah.
I'm kind of with you. Should I just?
You can copy. You can double up on the score. I wouldn't
might
hate
have
that.
to double up. 8.5 is a great number. It's a tremendous number. I think if Clark goes 4 or 5 innings, maybe that number is closer to 9. But at this point in the season, 8.5 carried by Brito and Cole. Brito, the 3rd game starter. Wow.
That is, yeah. If you had told me that like 4 months ago, I would say, who is Johnny Brito? Honestly, I think you probably would have too. You didn't know who Johnny Brito was. No. You knew who Johnny Brito was?
Yeah, I was telling the Brito's homies
he's not even top 10.
Me and Dasho have been following him around all through the minor leagues, Somerset.
No, you haven't.
They loved it. Well, we told them that.
Okay.
That's the truth. They know.
At least you're being honest to the fans. Fair enough.
Yep, of course. Yeah, they were grilling us at one point. They're like, "Where'd you go see him? Double A, triple A, single A?" We're like, "Yeah, double A."
All of them. All of them. Traveled around the country following Johnny Brito.
You want to get your calculator out real quick?
Yes.
Please.
Yes.
Can you add these 3 numbers: 9.9, 8.5, and 6.2?
Whoa.
Thank you.
9.9,
8.5,
8.5, and 6.2.
Yep.
24.6.
Divide that by 30.
0.82.
Okay, so you gave a nice, cool grade of a B- to this Yankee team on opening series. Just fair.
And if I feel like I went low with the relievers now.
No, can't change it now.
Okay, if this series was against,
you're good.
If this series was against like the Blue Jays or something, I think I'd be like much higher. I think I'm having some bias because it is the Giants.
Wait, you really think your 6.2 on relief pitching is low?
Well, I just think that a B- is low for an opening week sweep. I mean, opening week 2 out of 3.
You know, we're not surface level fans. We dive into
That's
the
true.
numbers.
That's true.
We dive into the categories, and that's what we came up with.
And you do want to sweep a team that's most likely going to lose 85 to 90 games. So
Yeah. And
whatever.
So we move on to awards. This section, I have another proposal for a little tweak in the system. I say that we always argue over who goes first, who gets first pick, this and that. What about whoever wins the player of the game points in that series gets first pick? And you won. You got 3 points with Brito. I got 1 with my first pick.
Fair enough.
With Cole on opening day. So I'm going to let you take Golden Egg first.
Let me get the negativity out the way first.
Oh, you want rotten. Get that shit and throw it out the trash.
But like, I don't even like. Who do I even?
Bye.
Like, I feel like we talked about everyone. Like, there's 2 guys. I just like.
Just give it and move on then. Throw it out.
Toss
Toss it in that trash. Have Jeb take it out.
Jeb doesn't take out the trash. I take out the trash.
Yeah. Come on, Jeb. Pick it up.
All right. I'm going to go Clay Holmes. I'm sorry, Clay. You got to be better than that. We put you in early season to shut the door. Or, wait. No, not shut the door. They're already down by 1. Yeah. To hold the game where it is, and you fail. Not too much negativity, not too worried, like I said, but yeah, that's got to be him. Rotten egg, golden egg. Oh wait, do you want to give your rotten egg first?
Yeah, let me give my rotten egg real quick.
Sorry,
it's gonna be 5 seconds. Band-Aid action. Clark Schmidt. We talked extensively about him, so he picks up the golden or rotten egg.
Fair enough. Okay, golden egg. I got to do some calculations for a second. That's 2.
Isaac and calculations.
That's
what?
2. That's 5.
Meatballs out there.
That's 5. That's 6. Oh my
addition.
God.
Arithmetic.
I mean, this is pretty basic, and I'm sorry for being basic. I would love to pick Ron Marinaccio, but my golden egg is Aaron Judge. Dude has 6 hits already. Yep. 6 freaking hits.
You can miss that.
You remember how you said no one's batting 900 in MLB? It might be Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge might be batting 900 already.
I think your math is a little off
like
there,
we said, a lot of pressure, captain in New York, all that money, all that crazy season. Aaron Judge doesn't give a fuck. Like he's just the best ball player on the planet. Period. I really think the top 3 players in this order are Judge, Ohtani, Trout. Like I think there's a gap in hitting between Judge, Trout, and Ohtani. I think Judge is a league above them. I'm not even kidding. The effortless, yeah, okay, I know you had to get that. Yeah, I mean, Aaron Judge might be able to throw 100. I'm not gonna lie. Aaron Judge might have a nasty splitter and throw 100, but like he is actually leagues above the best hitters in the MLB right now. The effortless swing that he has is so different than anyone else in the MLB. The power he has, like Giancarlo Stanton, when he's hitting the ball 485, it looks like he's trying to hit the ball 485. When Aaron Judge hits a ball like that, it doesn't even look like he's trying, which is just incredible to me. And he has no problem with velo, no problem with off speed. I mean, he is truly the best player on the planet right now.
Let me chime in on Judge real quick. Yeah, that's a great pick, tremendous pick. Aaron Judge, his the powers. Everyone knows about the power, but his ability to make contact and make contact hard is something that's kind of overlooked, in my opinion. When I was talking again at the stadium, this guy behind me is talking about how Judge is just a power hitter. He's not making contact. He has a
no way someone said that when they're he got second in average in the AL.
Yeah, this
are
the first
are they
inning.
Drunk?
Like he doesn't know. He's not a contact hitter. He like strikes out a lot. Like, or this is the biggest assumption you've ever made. You just saw a 6'7" guy at the plate, a power hitter, and you thought he doesn't make contact, but he's one of the best contact hitters if you account for exit velo and everything. So, Judgy, man, is he going to hit 300 again? Because, bro, like, it's either
Fangraphs had him at
one or the other.
Fangraphs had him at 290, and 10-point swing is they usually go low too. So, I could seriously see Judge could hit 320 this year. Honestly, like, if he stays healthy.
He was literally in the Triple Crown batting crown race until the very last day. So last year. So.
This could be a year he actually goes Triple Crown because no one's hitting. If he hits 50, and as similar average, I don't think anyone's. I mean, maybe averages are going to be higher with, ban of the shift. By the way, we didn't talk about that. I love it. I love seeing base hits up the middle, and ground balls in the shortstop hole. That's freaking awesome. So Yeah, Judge might win the Triple Crown this year. Hot take. Not hot take. Yeah. Not a hot take. Cold take.
Yeah, you didn't miss with your pick. That's a great pick for Golden Egg. I'm going to go with the other guy that impressed. I'm not tiptoeing around, not doing any dances early in the season. I'm going with who had the best series. It's Garrett Cole on opening day. 6 innings, 11 strikeouts. Not much to be said.
Right.
My Cy Young pick, my fantasy ace. He's
Did you put money on that, by the way?
I did not put any money on the Cy Young. I did put money on the Volpe stolen base, bro. Look at that.
That's actually
taking off a little bit.
Can I still do that or no?
I don't know. You could check.
It's preseason.
The odds
props,
have probably
right?
changed.
Shit. What were the odds when you got it?
I don't remember.
I just didn't know if he was gonna play, so I was like,
"Bro, you made the opening day roster."
No, but you did that before he made the opening day roster.
Yeah, because I'm smart. I got the wits.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
KK. Now we move on. We just quickly talk in 5 minutes, maybe less. We could just talk about the Phillies. They opened up the series losing 3 games, and their pitching is in the dumpster. They give up 16 runs against the Rangers on day 2. They already had position players throwing in game 2. Trey Turner's doing his thing. Everyone else, though, not too much. So the pitching matchup lines up as Nestor Cortez tonight, Domingo Germán tomorrow, and then we got back to Cole on the 3rd game. Quick thoughts?
Kind of scared of the Phillies lineup still. I mean, I don't know. I think that I had the Phillies coming out of the NL, so I still think they're a very dangerous team. Who's the probable for the Phillies?
You got Taijuan Walker going tonight.
Sounds like runs.
Who Judge absolutely crushes. Whoever has player of the game tonight should keep an eye on that. By the way, player of the game that is posted on our Instagram that you guys have to be following by now. And then you got Matt Strahm, the lefty, tomorrow against Domingo Germán, and then Aaron Nola against Cole on Thursday.
So that sounds like 2 games of a lot of runs. The soft throwing lefty, the Taijuan Walker guy, Team Mexico. I didn't think he's going to do very well. As long as Domingo can pitch. Nestor, first, really excited to see Nestor. Really excited to see. I think that's the highlight of this series, seeing Nestor. Mm-hmm. And then Noah Cole, the absolute crazy fun matchup to watch. So pumped for that too.
Should we quickly do our player of the game right now for tonight's game, and then I could just post it on Instagram?
Sure.
The same clip. All right. Do you have someone in mind, or do you?
Well, I mean, you just gave me one, didn't you?
Who has first pick? I got.
I got Brito.
You got Brito, so I have first pick actually. So
who's pitching tonight for the Phillies? I forget. Oh, you just
Taijuan
Walker. You just said that.
I just said that. Let's see. I'm gonna see this little tier system. You are ahead by 2 points, which I don't think ever was in that position last year.
Shut up.
You gotta believe the lineup's not out yet. You gotta believe maybe a Hicks start is coming in soon.
Pick Aaron Hicks. Pick Aaron Hicks. Good pick, Ken. Aaron Hicks, lock that in.
I'm not doing that. Oswaldo had some nice swings. I don't know if I should go for the big points though. I might just settle with a tier 2-point pick. My player of the game for tonight is Carlos. Nope, sorry.
What? Who's Carlos? Is there anyone named Carlos on the Yankees?
Restart.
Honestly.
Yeah, Rodon.
Oh.
Restart.
He's not on the team right now.
Player of the game picks tonight. The Yankees go up against Taijuan Walker. I'm going with a tier 2 pick for 2 points. Nestor Cortez. Lock it in.
Easy pick. This guy is 4 for 11 off Taijuan Walker with 4 home runs, 5 RBIs, and 2 walks. That's going to be Aaron Judge, and that's my pick. I'm sorry. I know it's boring, guys, but, dude, he crushes this dude. Taijuan Walker sucks. Let's go.
Let's go, Yanks. Okay, we have a few hours before Yankee game time. Isaac's got to run to class, or I hope you didn't miss it again.
6 minutes away.
I'm going to close the show. Thank you guys for listening or watching or wherever you may be. Rate this a 5. Like the video. Subscribe to our channels. And we'll be back on Thursday night, Friday morning-ish after this Phillies series. Hopefully we're in another happy mood.
All right.
Peace out, boys.
See you later.
Good talking to you guys.